I mean, because these are going to be on camera real soon, right? And I just finished out my Umbra runs as well in the recording. What's a clan with the die symbol? That is the random button there, friend. You know what? Let's go random. I haven't done a random run in a real long time. It's possible I even get a default champ. In fact, we do. It is melting. Ooh, Hornbreaker. I haven't seen you in a while, friend. Double Molting Imp, double Entombed Explosive, and a single Battering Ram. Well... First Hellhorn unit is next to a Merchant of Steel. I mean... Feel like we found what we're going to want to do here. So only demons get multi-strike. We're not going to want the scaling damage to be on the Hornbreaker, so honestly we're probably going to want to put the Wrathful out front. Go for armor. What? Can we do this? We can do this, but we'll take a bit of damage, but... Unit drafts a unit, and units can be demons. We may end up having 2 runs in a row with a demon friend. It's entirely possible. All right. I think I may want to set up on the top floor just so that I can hard buff the Hornbreaker as much as possible. And then set up a mid floor that's just trying to take away some of their HP. Their Uchba. We'll set this up on this floor just so that the Disciple Protector dies and then I can get the Foot Soldier afterwards. Is there anything else I'm missing? Possibly torch this target, see if we can kill it eventually with torches. I would very much like an alpha friend this run, please. One friend for me. Nice. Did I forget to put damage on the board? I think I forgot to put damage on the board. I think I'm gonna have to ping my own unit bunch there. Oopsie doopsie. Is dead weight like Ascended Bane in that it is a bad card that is included in your deck by base in order to make your deck worse in higher difficulties? Yes. However, they don't burn out. They don't have reserve consume, I guess is what the language would be for it in this game. Yeah, I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. And I have no ability to revive that. Are we gonna just take a bunch of damage here? Why do I feel like we're gonna take way too much damage here? It's because we are. That extra slow cast. It's fine. 35 down from that. 75. Wait, hang on. So it's 20, 20, and 20. So we live. We live. Battering Ram was the kill, wasn't it? Oh, we had armor. I forgot that we had armor in this deck. I thought Battering Ram was a dead card. I was just counting it as a dead card from the very start. Oops. Hey, you know what? This Welder Helper doesn't look bad. 72 damage. Yeah, it would have been fine. Oops. The Welder Helper doesn't look bad here. So obviously we're going to have Hornbreak that we want to put out front, right? But uniquely between these two clan combinations, we have the ability to go for Endless as well as Burnout 1. So we might be able to get a Welder Helper that we just play. It gives us 20 armor and then it disappears. And then we can give it Endless later, possibly as well. You'd be taking damage from the Scourge. Can't have that. Exactly. I'd prefer to take 20 damage rather than take any damage to the Scourge. I'm going to try this. If nothing else, Molded gets back the Welder Helper. Entombed Explosives as well. But then I miss out on a Dripfall. Dripfall can be really good. Especially if I'm going to be trying to overstack things. But I also have options in the other clan. I have Ascension options. I'm going to take this and try and take the... it's so big, though. You only have 1, 2, 3 imps in the deck. Hang on. If we play those imps on a floor by themselves... Does overstack imp work well? Not necessarily, or not usually at the absolute least, because you find it difficult to play new imps on the same floor when it's overstacked already. And you usually want to play an imp on the floor that you want it to have an impact on, right? Go big or go home. I'm already home, so... Guess I gotta go big! I'm already scared. I am terrified right now. You know the likelihood we just go into like one of the next 2 rooms and die? Do I also do this or do I pass? Do I just need it to live, right? What am I doing? I'm choosing to lose right now. Just as long as we're all aware that I am currently choosing to lose, I'm happy to do it. The money would actually be pretty good for possibly looking for a quick for one of these later. But I would lose, right? I just lose if I take this. I do lose. No, but but I can kill them with the Entombed Explosives. All right, let's do it. Just gotta quickly crack my neck muscles. Or neck bits. Neck meat, I think, actually is the correct biological term I'm looking for here. Entombed Explosive, the Train Steward. So the Entombed Explosive kills, and then Train Steward gets killed as it attacks back to the Foot Soldier, and then the Hornbreaker just hits the back line. Because my top floor needs to be the floor that I put all my imps on, right? But that's where the imps are supposed to go. That's fine. That's some more damage there too. But if the Molting Imp attacks, it dies to the Overcharged. But if I put it on the top floor, it dies next turn to the Overcharged. If I don't play a Consumer of Crowns, I just lose, right? But we are 3 turns away from the new deck cycle. We're not going to see it. It's all so tragic. What are we doing? I'm gonna Welder Helper. Then I'm gonna kill the Welder Helper. I'm gonna reform the Molting Imp. Okay. We're fine. We can't do that again. We do that again and we lose. Inferno helps us, though. And Inferno does help us in this situation. We can't do anything yet. Inferno is just here for the meantime. It's here for a good time, not a long time. Dripfall for overstacking. We already took the molded. I want the Dripfall. My decision here has to be exclusively based on what will make me not lose, right? Look, we just definitely lose to Daedalus unless I play a Consumer Crown, so we have to take for granted that we will have it. There's also the possibility that we find a Hellhorn unit here and then just buff that. Endless and Burnout, both on offer there. It's a Deranged Brute. We have no support for it yet, but... we cannot win. We cannot, can we? Oh, it's more, do I have to, right? It's less do I want it, and more do I have to. Brute behind champ almost does something. Exactly. It's almost. It's. I mean, we will be using the Welder Helper. We're gonna go for the Burnout and Welder Helper. Does the upgrade ever go on the Welder Helper here? It does not. Okay, let's quickly look at the Concealed Cavern first. Seems good. Yeah, that one seems okay, I think, actually. It's reasonable. It's fine. Stop rigging the game? No. By the way, thank you, Steve. I'll PayPal you the amount we talked about after. Money was the better choice. Who needs imps? You're right. I can't believe I didn't even see it. Deal 1 damage to the front enemy. I can put the Hornbreaker on the bottom floor. Okay. That was a good thing that just happened. So my body right now says, go, 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 go. Like, you're full of energy. Go. First turn position makes so much difference. I need to slow down and think of it. But isn't the friend of the demons, the Raps? Hey, Durgastrate. First time I catch you live. Been following your YouTube content for years now. Much appreciated. Thank you for catching me live. Good to have you. Good to have you. So one thing I can do is just throw excess imps on the top floor. Gotta leave some luck for the rest of us? No. No, I don't. I mean, clearing out the bottom lines does still matter. I have so little health. Does it have a Hornbreaker on the bottom floor molting behind? The idea of trying to get the Hornbreaker super buff. So it takes 3 damage, gets 6 rage. I don't hate that. At the very least, because we have a imp to chump block with every turn if we desperately want to. And we do have the Welder Imp in the deck. I was thinking about that earlier, but the reason I didn't necessarily want to go for it is because it seemed like the hasty play. Let's do it. Now the question is, do we have the floor space to actually do any other things? I don't necessarily think so. Okay. Okay, I like it. I like it. We can get the Consumer Crowns down on this floor and then just bop for 300 damage, I think. Bop. Okay. Hey, thank you, Welder Helper, for finally turning up. Good to see you. Let's buff up there too, and then let's descend you casually for another 100 damage. Now I need an ascend. Put this in front. 20 of yourself. Yeah, I'm fine with that, actually. Better health positioning, I think. Then... I mean, honestly, we now just try and get units out of our deck. Have you considered we could just win? Yeah, I mean, look. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should just win. So first, I'm just going to kill you, and then play that. Get a whole bunch of armor, and then we're just going to kill on this floor anyway. It's capacity, right? Alloy the Ancients? We need extra health. We're going to need eventually more than 20 health per turn. Dark Deal's good. With 3 multi-strike, Dark Deal's still really good. And like Alloy, you'll also have Slays. How often are we going to be slaying on that front line if we're... I mean, we're about to grow, right? We're about to start getting more from it. Just need some buffering. When's our next Merchant of Steel? We're definitely not hell venting the Consumer of Crowns. Nutty things happened at the start of this run, but now if we try and just lean into that forever, we will lose the run. Herstal Sword, Hellhorn Banner, and the Forgotten Boons just look good. I'm going to take the Ancient. Here's the thing now. Do I run a second floor with an Alpha Friend? It already has multi-strike. You want Forever Flame again, I think? Oh, obvious. Yes, love. Yes, please. Okay, but Hellvent Armor Imp? I would need lots of capacity to do that consistently, I think. God, we need ascends. We need ascends and descends. So what does Alpha Friend really do for this deck, right? It helps us scale before we get the Consumer Crowns out, but it's another banner unit. It's another banner unit. My game plan here, says Sal, would be taking draw for consistency and not taking units. Merchant of Steel is on the opposite side to the Unstable Vortex here, unfortunately. The next Merchant of Steel is also on the opposite side to the Unstable Vortex. Merchant of Steel also on the opposite... Okay, so if we're going for Merchants of Steel, we don't get an Unstable Vortex until, like, Scorched Plains. Why do we need Merchants of Steel? Looking for quick so we can save a bunch of HP on the Consumer of Crowns. Even plus 25 health. Even plus 25 health. We can provide so much defense with Welder Helper, enough to outlast the rounds at the end of the game where they're dealing like... So if we instead use things like the torches upgraded and stuff like that to try and take out Shade Wings and Light Wings in the end, maybe. But I'm thinking about when I get hit for, 60 damage on the same turn, right? Are we possibly duping something here? Is it maybe the Welder Helper? The Seraphite has very low damage. That's true, and the spells in this deck don't really matter to us at all. Oh, wait, this is Seraph the Diligent, right? We have... God, what did Barlow posted a list that's like the enemies in each of the Seraphites, right? Seraphite enemies. Balor Lord. Dupe Alloy. Don't feel great about the idea of doing that, to be honest. Okay, apparently the Google is not going to find that. I posted in chat earlier. I do apologize. It's possible that got just like hard blocked. VIPs should be able to post links though, so I don't know why that would have happened to you. The fight guide? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's not a link. Oh, will it help us? Scaling units, not taking damage, raw consistency. Yeah, that's what happens to non-VIPs. Peanut, sorry. Just the explanation? Oh, right. It's Wrathful, Hornbreaker, Molting. I'm going back a bit far, and I'm not seeing any references to the end. Or at least as far as I can. But they have the Purifiers in the backline, right? So they're not dealing that much damage. They do have Purifiers in the back line. Maybe this is the solution that I've been looking for, and I'm just too stubborn to play it right now. I think that's the case. Maybe going to the Pyre Shard is good. I never really care about the Pyre Shard, CBH. Train suits are all garbage in this deck at this point. So you do. Benji, so you do. Alright, Wrathful. Into the fray once more with you. Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes 4, as well as a random artifacts. No. Can't do that. Health is our big problem at the moment. The possibility that I leave one of these and they just go to the top floor and then I lose. Like, the Clipped Guardian is certain... The first Clipped Guardian, the absolute least, is certainly going to go to the top, right? And if that's always going to happen, don't I just kind of shred my HP. So the two ways we can get faster than that, Entombed Explosives and Inferno for some upfront damage. Or good draws with our imps early so we can get a Consumer of Crowns out early as well. The random artifact could mean a lot, though. There are so many different artifacts here that are hugely impactful. Obviously, both of the imp ones, Queen's Tail and the... It's not an imp one, right? But it is the imp one, right? Ashes of the Fallen. Double the summons. I think you've got 1 HP at this point. You're going to haste. Oof. Alright, so did you say at some point you need more clips? Yep, I did. I don't really have like a kind of like clip culture on my channel or anything right now. But that is a useful thing, because then later on you can kind of... One energy. 4 energy, 6. Oh. Oh. Well, good thing we went for the challenge. But now what do I do? I could try and defend you and then try and get out the second one next turn. Oh my god! I forgot that I can do that. That imp will die? Yep, it will. Bad imps. Wait, good imps? Good imps. Bad imps? Good imps. You go there, as much as I really would have liked to play you on the bottom floor. And then... all the helper and the Consumer Crowns goes down. Yep. No longer need any of these imps to live. I think we found the line. I'm gonna welder help here on the top floor, then I'm gonna kill the other welder helper, then I'm gonna welder help here on the top floor. Cool, well done. Honestly, I think the most important thing that we can do right now is just cut more cards from the deck. That's it. It's draw and cutting more cards from the deck, as Sal said with the draw particularly. Play that. Welder helper, welder helper. Play them both again next turn. Ascend would also help. Yeah, Ascend or Descend would also be nice. Are we too late in the game to get common cards? That is a mechanic that's actually been hidden to me until last week. What ring is it past which you can no longer get the common cards for a class? Because someone told me that happens in a comment like a week ago and it blew my GD mind. Let's go for the welder helper, I think, still. Forever Flame would also be really good for us. Do we have a Merchant of Trinkets next? Not for a while. I'm not even going to be able to kill the backliner. I mean, I needed to set these two up. Give him the log. +3 health. I might not want this. So the big reason I don't want this is because I often end up freeing my own spaces up by torching my own units or torching my own entombed explosives as a possibility. It's not necessarily something I've done yet, but it is a possibility. This would remove my ability to do that, so the money is actually way better here. So we just did that whole challenge for 25 gold. I mean, important work, right? Or is it a Pie Chomper? Pie Chomper's a bunch of extra energy on the turns that I might not necessarily need it, though. The important work we don't want in the opening turns, we do want in every other turn. Do we want it in every other? Yeah, we still do want it in every other turn, especially with the Welder Helpers. Because we can literally just play a Welder Helper and then important work it and then play the same Welder Helper because we draw it back. So I think we need the important work instead. Remove all debuff and burnout effects from a unit. We're going to have none of those. Kill a friend. Probably not. Wicked Blaze, also probably not. Wicked Blaze is very expensive reform for what we're really doing in this deck at the moment. Pass that too. So minion upgrades would literally just be more multi-strike and more quick. Does that matter? Now that I am giving so much health every turn, does that matter? Because if it doesn't, cutting 2 cards from the deck is really appealing. Search for the big small stone. That'd be interesting. Certainly. So I like the... Okay, comma. So I like the 2 Welder Helpers, comma. But hear me out. What about 3? I like your thinking, Peanut Jack. I don't think I would do that personally, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe it's Battering... No, it's not Battering Ram. I don't have the energy to play it. But maybe it's Battering Ram. We don't want another important work, and it's literally just because we don't want to draw in the opening turns. I think we go here, but the dupe is going to be really hard to figure it out. Quick would be nice if it allowed you to save all armor for bosses. It would be. But. I mean, we have another opportunity to go for it later if we'd prefer. Not here, though. We got to go for the merchants. Definitely. Hellvent at the very end. It seems like it's not necessary for us at all, at the absolute least, until Seraph. And then possibly still not relevant there. So, an important thing to note about this event is Steel Pulley Claw. Ascend an enemy unit. Trap Shoot. Descend a unit. If we're really hurting for the ability to change units' positions, the ability to overstack on a floor or something like that, this could provide some of it. I don't like it as the way to do it, but does it have to be the way we do it? One thing as well is maybe we don't even want to overstack the Consumers of Crowns, especially early on in the fight, right? Because instead, we want to have that space to pump out all of the armor. I think I'm going to pass this. I think the cut is definitely 2 Train Stewards, because we just never play them. We can't. So they're just complete trash in the deck at this point. And then there was a Hellvent. I don't want to be drawing 3 Welder Helpers every single turn, do I? Slows down my cycle, but if they're in the first 2 hands, they're only helping me play the Consumers of Crowns. Okay, my findings, floor 4 and 5 don't offer commons anymore. Okay, thank you. That's so weird. Yeah. Yeah, I only heard about that for the first time the other day. I was real concerned. You can play important work on the first turn. You can play it on the first turn, but I'm not going to want to, because oftentimes I'm going to want to keep those on the board. the sake of the consumers of crowns. All right. Another Welder Helper. Let's go for it. It's the Merchant Trinkets in the... Hey, good news. Maybe we go for this Merchant of Steel just to see that Hersal Sword, but we're definitely going to the Merchant Trinkets afterwards. So are we just skipping out on every Merchant of Magic in this run? Holdover on the Important Work's pretty good. So is the cost reduction on the Battering Ram, as well as the Inferno. Other than that, yeah, we kind of can. Now, what's enemies deal extra damage? They deal extra damage. I want the money. I want to get all of the relics. And that's going to cost us some money. We'll end up torching one of them and playing the Hornbreaker, the Impish, and the Welder Helper, definitely. Hey, Aurelien. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. The only problem is we've now seen both of the Consumers of Crowns, so we have to cycle the entire deck before we can do anything again. Did we just lose? Did we just, like, hard lose because we drew both of them in the opening turn? This is something the deck was not resilient against, so it's a fair thing to have happen. It's just, I wonder. Because I think we did. I see two lines. Either don't play Welders and cycle as fast as possible for the consumers, or put all on Prince. It all on Prince doesn't work. We're not going to have the ability to kill multiple targets. We can't even mold to reform a molting. Welder with 3 Welder Helpers isn't better than Consumer Crowns because the multi-strike of the final boss. I don't necessarily agree. We need to cycle back fast, I agree. But if we don't play the Welder Helpers, we are just conceding the first at least like 3 waves. Set up Prince on 2 here. You need to fight with Prince. But we're gonna start having waves that are like one big dude with armor in front of the other dude, right? Maybe just try and leak as little damage as possible. Impish Scholar get us back anything important? No, not at all. So it's just a unit to play. Inferno can bail you out for 1 wave. A couple of torches will bail us out for others. The Molting Imp will also help bail us out occasionally. It's just the consistency of it, you know? Yeah, like here. Okay. I can still just, like, Weld Help here. Help you build up your armor. Weld Help behind, use a torch, and then throw a Molting Imp on the bottom line. I think that always happens, and then we can actually just accept the 17 loss here, right? I think if we torch here, we can get 75 extra. We may also just want to throw 3 dregs on the top line, just kill them. We don't want harvest triggers on the overcharged. So 1 turn of burnout, 2 turns of burnout, so it'll be dead before the overcharge gets there. Torch the 16 too? I had the molting for that. Or at least that was a plan. I think that's just too much, a bit too much damage you accepted. Hmm? Oh, for the Hornbreaker? So I already know what I'm going to do this turn. It's going to be Welder Helper here, and then I'm going to eat the Welder Helper, and then I'm going to play the Welder Helper again. And then I'm going to descend Drip. Actually, hang on. No, I'm not going to be able to play the Welder Helper the second time if I do that. So I actually may eat this Impish Scholar. But the general idea is chomp, 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 chomp. You go down to the bottom floor. Everyone dies now. Okay. Another Molting Imp. Love to see it here. Unfortunately, the Hornbreaker's not really getting that large. I'm going to do that, then an Explosive. I actually may not help cycle the other two right now. Let me just sack you on the top line as well. Okay. Just enough. I mean, we have to throw a Molting Imp down there at the absolute least. I'm gonna Pyre Chomper on the top floor. That's dying anyway, so we'll have space for a big boy there if we want one. Okay. Well, I mean, here's Battering Ram for a bunch of damage. And we actually won a while ago. Good lord. We did it. Branding right? No, we don't need more armor. Memories of the Melted is a lot of energy for us, but it's a lot of energy for us by the time we're already capable of playing the Consume as a Crown. I think we passed here as well. Okay. The thing is, as much as I want this Ursul Sword, I still just want to remove more cards from the deck. Is it wrong? It's wrong. It's wrong. Just remove more cards. Permafrost is also really good here for making certain that we have the right card on the right turn. I like putting it on the Battering Ram just so they have the ability to take down the frontliner when I need to. I also like the idea of Inferno. Actually, I think I like the Inferno more. Takes it out of cycle, hold it for exactly the right time. I'm going to put that on the Inferno. I'm honestly not going to re-roll here or even cost reduce anything else, I don't think. I need to save the rest of my money. Interestingly, the dregs are also a problem for us a lot of the time. Because we have one floor where we play out the champ and then imps. I feel like you should reduce the Battering Ram at least. I'll think about it after this. But we have the one floor where we typically set up the champ and a couple of imps. And then we have two other floors that are going to have a Consumer Crown each. And oftentimes we have to put supplementary imps on those floors as well. So we kind of locked out of the ability to play dregs. Was the idea behind freezing Inferno over the Battering Ram is... Over the Battering Ram, rather, is the Battering Ram takes longer to set up? Yep. Yep. I'm not using Battering Ram early, whereas I need Inferno to go off on the right turn early as I am trying to set up. You can sometimes throw dregs out in the enemies relatively early. Yeah, we still have some dregs in the deck. It's just I don't want as many as we had. All right, I'll at least do that 25. I'm just gonna pass on the rest of it though. This is where we are aiming to get super powerful. You're drinking water out of a Maker's Mark bottle? Good eye, Jammery Campbell. Good eye. Yes, I am. I recycle, empty an old whiskey bottle, specifically the ones that have like a good cap, for water carafes. Whiskey, rum, bourbon bottles. Just generally dark spirits. And we're out. I'm also out of Maker's Mark as well, actually. Hence having an extra craft around. Alright. That's a not first turn consumer. We're one off. But we'll be able to play the consumer next turn at the absolute least. Okay. So, do we set up the Hornbreaker on the bottom then? Perhaps after this fight, you should actually take Ember for the possibility of playing 3 Imps and then playing a Consumer Crowns afterwards. Honestly, maybe. Maybe, yeah. So you've got Rally, apply days to our units, and your other is... Yikes, is actually the help on Harvest here. This is going to be rough. Okay, I'm actually not going to use the Molting Imp on this floor. Let's go Welder, Welder. That second Welder has enough damage to kill the backliner because of the +5/+5. And then we can throw you two out. Right? We're going to want them set up on the second floor, I think, here. Yeah, just for faster kills on the Absolvers should they happen to get through. So, Dreg on the top and then Molting on the second, I think. And holes. Okay. That's not the rally trigger. Nice. We will get a harvest out of this one, but that's okay. We also managed to get the Consumer Crowns on the second floor. I'll give you armor rather than destroy my backline unit there. Although I actually really do want to destroy that backline unit to prevent Hellborn harvesting it later. Mm-hmm. Let's play the Weight of Contrition. I'm just going to go for a bunch of extra armor. While it is okay and free to do. Let's go. You in front? Yeah. At least gets down the top line target there. Then this is Days. That's okay. In fact, we'll play both of you on the top floor. Let's get you out of the deck. Whew. And we are now pretty much A-okay, right? I can deal 200 more damage to the backline this turn if I want to. But also, just blow up here. I think at this point, we are choosing how we want to win rather than if we win. Perhaps I need a card idea for a common card. Main theme of Clan is returning units to hand and reserve effects. Do you have many enter the battlefield effects? Do you have many summons in that deck? Because that would make sense to have like a couple summons in the class that has the ability to return units to hand, right? So I would pitch a normal card that says, you know, Either, like, return this unit to hand and replay it in the same position instantly, or re-trigger this unit's summon. You have a lot of rally effects. Okay, so it doesn't have a lot of summon effects. You can throw the Google Sheet in here. I think you will be prevented from doing so, but please drop that in the Monster Train channel in my Discord if you can, Drag Tom, if you're in there. Because I'd like to look at that. Oh, both? Yeah. So mine would effectively be Flicker, right? From Magic the Gathering, if you're familiar. If you're not, it effectively just, like, removes the unit only for a second and it comes back in order to re-trigger its enter the battlefield effects. If you gave me longer to think, I would probably come up with a different answer, but, you know, streams don't necessarily lend themselves to that possibility. I'll tag you, okay? The 100%. I do not mind being added, tagged, direct messaged. I don't mind at all. As long as you are also comfortable with the possibility that I do not answer, possibly. Or don't answer for a while at the absolute least. Because sometimes I ain't got the spoons for it, you know? By the way, those two cards I already thought of, like literally those. Okay. All right, you're on it. You're on it. Gosh. Because they're usually kind of broad, right? They support the theming, but outside of like Melting Remnant, usually they're kind of broader. I'm gonna have a think about that. All right. I don't think we need to deal the extra damage this turn. It's a lot of trickiness to do nothing, right? We just torch you and then we battering ram the front line so we can hit the back line. I don't think that's necessary, right? So let's just destroy you. And then this is, yeah, Hellborn Harvest, so we won't go for that this turn. Or at least we won't go for that on that floor this turn. And then I'm going to drag and double torch the drag, just get rid of it. Supplementary themes, unoccupied capacity, and maybe also target unit attacks. I'm going to keep that one marinating for a moment here. As I decide to... I mean, it's just Welder Helper on both floors here. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yep, we totally rally on that floor, but do it matter though? Do it matter though? Not at all. Okay, Flicker's Liquor. The Hell Banners, the Hellhorn, Hell Banners. Queen Tail Imp. Just so many different ones that we are specifically looking for from the... I'm gonna play you on the top floor. We'll kill you later. Yeah. But there are so many specific different relics that we're looking for at the moment. I would be kind of amazed to go to the relic shop and just whiff on every single one of them. But it's possible. Oh, wow. We finally decided to play a third one on the top line because we were going to kill it next turn, and now we can't kill it. Okay, here's what we do. We play a Pyre Chomper here, then we kill everything on the top floor. They had a Welder Helper, and then Consumer Crowns on the top line. Oops. It's fine. We got another Consumer Crowns out. We're okay. Inferno top floor, Pirate, yeah. All on it. Yeah. Even all of that amounts to still relatively little damage. At the absolute least, relatively little compared to this. Destroy that and get another one down there. Got to make full utilization of the entire hand. Alright. Did I need Transcendent? Probably not. But I wanted it. Definitely wanted it. Okay. We've hard whiffed so far. There are a couple of these I could still take and make use of, like Wax a Snuffer would double the effects of the explode. No, that's not going to be enough. Oh, dang. There's too many imps in the deck. We can't sketch the salvation. It's not possible. Wow. Wow. We hard whiffed. I said it couldn't happen, and then we did. Think you still can? I have a lot of money for removals, but the problem is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 competing units. We cannot remove enough of them for this to be consistent. But if it sketches summon imps, you can place the consumers. And the Welder Help has come back. Is that what we do? Oh god, that's actually really good. I like that, Peanut Jack. I like that a lot. Transcend is bad then? Transcend is sometimes bad, sometimes good there, right? We might still have it in the deck. So what I do here then is skip. We take the Sketches of Salvation and then we cut all of the dregs. We need the Entombed Explosives out as well. I may actually remove one Entombed Explosive here. I'm like hard exhausting all of my money right now, but we're about to go in there and pick up 400. Probably. Not 100%, but probably. I like the multi-strike possibility on the Brawler here as well, actually. Utilizes the rage better, gains more rage if... gains more armor, rather, if I do kill 2 units. I think we'll multi-class out here. And then we took that. Do we go for the extra purge? Do we? I think we do. All right. Start a battle, enemies super on each floor. So we'll be able to do the middle floor pretty easily with this. It's the top floor, but then the top floor is only 30 damage to us, right? 5, 5, 5, and then the 5's on the death. And I want the money a lot. We could get a Molting Imp on the first turn still as well. We can even autoplay one. Okay, so we did play the Transcendent, which is such a shame. If only we had an... Oh, wait a second! There's a Molting Imp in hand! Hell yeah! Alright. See, Transcendent is bad? This Transcendent? The one that's just chump blocking for a billion years here? I think it's fine still. It was the first thing summoned, which makes it worse, but if, like, the other Welder Helper was played, it'd be an extra 40 armor. Extra 20 armor, rather. There is so much we can do here, and it's just important to make sure we do it correctly. Does the Hornbreaker Prince need to be part of this? Real problem is now you can't use Welder Helpers on the middle floor. We can drip fall one of them in order to get them down to the previous floor. One of them dies, and then one of them burns out, and we have the ability to Welder Helper on that floor again. It's just where do we set up the Hornbreaker and stuff, right? So I'm already thinking of this as the turn, right? I'm just going to give you broad mental planning, right? We use the important work on the Welder Helper, and then we play Hornbreaker and we Welder Helper it. We then... Right, we lose that. Yeah, so we have one space on this floor. Then we Dripfall the Consumer of Crowns behind the Hornbreak and the two Welder Helpers on the bottom floor. And then we Transcend Imp behind this Consumer of Crowns. Right? We finally have a Transcend Imp after all of that. And the Transcend Imp also has +5 damage to everything stacked into it, so it'll kill all of those. Are you going to dupe Consumer next ring? Probably not. Not unless we cut way more cards from the deck. But then you want to important work the Transcend Imp that's already on the floor. Do I want to do that to that one? Because this will free up capacity later, is what you're saying, I imagine. I wanted to save the 21 armor of this to block the Wilt Wings here. This was my plan. I'm going to just go through with this one. I also like the possibility of putting a Transcend Imp down on the bottom floor for the ability to kill both Shade Wings. So here's a problem, right, for the future. This Hornbreaker is definitely going to die to the Shade Wings, right? That's just going to happen. So why would I put the Hornbreaker on the bottom line? Why would I not do it on the top? So that I get to protect a target with Dripfall, but what is the use of protecting a target with Dripfall if it ends up dying afterwards, right? So maybe the play is we Dripfall the Consumer of Crowns, then we Welder Helper behind it. If you play Hornbreaker on the bottom, you can also Transcend it. Yeah, I can do it this turn. It's just the Shade Wings in future rounds come and kill me, right? I'm not going to have Transcend Imps and Molting Imps to play consistently. We don't have Endless on any of them. Drip Call the Prince from the 3rd to the 2nd floor. Don't want to do that. I need one of these floors to be freed up so I have the ability to start playing the Welder Helper's Infinites there, endlessly there. Otherwise, I'm just not going to have any defense. And if I have no defense, I lose. If you sack the Welder Helper, you get 60 armor right now, but I also get 60 damage if we're talking about the same position. To be entirely honest, I don't believe it's going to matter. I'm going to go through with my original plan. No, because the Molten Image triggers. Oh, okay. Wait, hang on. So your adjustment to my play is that I play the Transcend Imp on the bottom floor and the Welder Helper on the middle floor instead, right? Have this one do my armoring for the bottom floor. Because I was planning on the Welder Helpers both being on the bottom floor at the very end. You forgot you have -1 space on the bottom floor? I didn't. Okay. I don't believe I did. It's possible I did, Dragton, but I'm gonna... Yeah, I played both of my units on... both of the things on this floor. I think... Am I okay? Am I... Oh, yeah, I think I'm okay. Welder Helper... Then we important work this Welder Helper, instantly drawing it back, instead of playing it on the bottom floor. We're going to have to play this one before we play the Descend. Because we Descend and then we Welder Helper on this floor, right? Okay. I want to suggest important working the Helper then, please. Target the wrong one there? No, I need the extra space on this line so that I can play the Welder Helper here. I forgot to play the Transcend Imp. That was part of the role that I was about to do. There is a lot of ordering going on here. Got confused. Okay. It's... You go there. You go there. Kill you to get you to come back. Then the Transcendent goes on the bottom line. After the Multi-Imp, Brian. After the Multi-Imp. You don't need Welder Helper on that floor yet because Transcendent is front. I was just going for the extra armor for the future, frankly. Okay. Then that. Then we descend. Okay. And then it was going to be important work to get back the Welder Helper again, play it on this floor, and then alloy the Ancient, the Transcendent. Effectively just trying to tank up the Transcendent constantly here. Unless I don't want to use a Transcendent, right? Unless I just want to have both Welder Helpers constantly dying on this floor. Because I'm not going to be able to use them on the bottom floor. Okay. Fine. Let's do that. I mean, 25 or kill. You take extra damage on the next floor. Why keep the Transcendent armor is better on the consumer? Literally, it was just for prevention of damage this turn. I have 2 Welder Helpers next turn. I get extra health back on that target. I don't have to worry about it net. The big problem is I can't triple torch the backliner here. At the very least, I can double torch the top. So we'll do that. Save ourselves 10 damage there. Okay. Yeah, double torch for the Wilt Wing at the absolute least. This one goes in front. Yeah, it'll sap up all the damage by itself, which significantly decreases the amount of damage we end up having in. It was a complicated turn 1. Yeah, I'm just blasting on all brain cylinders there to get that turn out. It's a Transcendent that I probably should have played somewhere. Whoops, forgot that I had a molded in hand. There we go, 120 armor on that Pyre Chomp. I hope that helps. And now, the ultimate domination. I mean, legitimately, that's what we do though, right? Armor. 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 And then trip torch the backliner there, saving a bunch of HP. Ah, yes, Inferno again. I'm not going to do it, don't worry. Multi-Imp in the front line, it immediately dies on the back hit, and then we get to Weld Help 2 times over. I'm gonna drip fall you to be by yourself. Actually, I should have just drip falled the other one. Would have been better. All right. Whew. One hell of a run. Now, please give me the trinkets I have been so desperately searching for, game. I did it all game long. You have to give them to me now. It's legally binding. Please. March of Shields. So we have the ability to reorder our targets if we desperately want it with that. We also have the ability to ascend a target if we want. I think we pass these, actually. Just go for the consistency of the deck still. Resin remover. And then we go for the Hell Vent here at the very end, right? Yeah, because we're still looking for quick upgrades and such. Please. Flicker's Liquor. I mean, Flicker's Liquor does matter a lot here. Hey, Wanda! Good to see you. Thank you very much for the raid. If anyone is unfamiliar, I'm going to hit the... Where is it? W Wanda. There we go. Cool. Hit that exclamation mark Wanda button. Is that working? No, it apparently isn't. Please do the thing. No, it didn't do the thing. Okay. Exclamation mark Wanda. The, Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, it just sent all of them out at the same time. I apologize. But welcome, Raiders. We're currently playing Monster Train, a game I imagine you are probably familiar with. This deck is real dumb. It's real weird. It's a wild one. So, the very first thing that happened is we got Gr's Goad. Demon units gain multi-strike, and then our first offering was a Consumer of Crowns that we didn't have the ability to play. And then the rest of the run since then has just been finding ways to play it, and then finding ways to play it better and more consistently. So now we have 3 Endless Burnout 1 Welder Helpers that just give 20 armor a turn, so we can get 60 armor on a target a turn if we desperately need to, as well as 2 Giant Consumers of Crowns. And then we ended up with Sketches of Salvation as well, so it's wild. Flicker's Liquor will give us the ability to play basically everything forever, so that solves a problem. Reroll, come on. Yes! That's what I was looking for. That's what I was desperately looking for. Flicker's Liquor is when you play a unit, a random card in hand reduces 0 cost until played or discarded. The second one that we just picked up that I was super excited about was the Ashes of the Fallen. Summon abilities trigger an additional time. So now we're going to get 120 armor instead of 60. As for our dupe. Honestly, it's probably another Transcendent at this point. Just go the heck off. Don't want that summoned early by the Sketches of Salvation, but it's another good unit to have in the deck. The Sketches of Salvation doesn't actually have to be consistent here, because if we get imps on the middle floor, then we can just play our Consumers of Crowns on other floors. Yeah, so here, we got a bunch of imps out, but all of them are going to be putting themselves in the next hand, and we got a bunch of extra triggers. In fact, we got 120 health on the Molten Imp here, but then I just get to play a Consumer of Crowns. So, I'm going to play that. Weld Help it. And then Transcend Imp. Yep, and yep. Yeah, 200 armor on a 300 damage multi-striker right there. That's a 480 damage right now. I think we can get it significantly larger than that. The question now is, do I ever play the Hornbreaker Prince? Does it ever matter to me? Not really, right? Just play both of these on the top floor. Yeah, I think the answer is a solid not really. 480 damage, just burn it out though. Just get rid of it. So it does get consumed. We are playing against the Seraph that is going to consume the first card that we play each turn. So this is no champion deck, basically. They're not... Exactly, yeah. It's weird. Hornbreaker is usually like your full build around, but it's just not in this scenario. Right, I'm going to go for the burn. I don't want to have to draw that later. Cool. I'll kill you. I'll kill you too. And then get 40 more armor, sorry. Another 40 more armor. And another 40 more armor here as well. Don't kill the Pyre Chomper soon. I do, but do I have the ability to target it soon? Probably not. I'll put it on this floor. If nothing else, it puts that in future Transcendence. Okay. Love it. Welder Helper, then we consume you. Getting another Welder Helper, then we get a Welder Helper, and then Molded, get a Transcendent. That seems like a decent idea. And Transcendent. Okay, 662 armor on the front liner now. I mean, I could have gotten more if I put these down first. Oops. My mistake. We're 5 rounds from winning. I mean, from the end of the fight. Yeah, just double Welder Helper again, I think. Keep trying to get rid of them. They keep coming back. So just gonna have max armor at all times, I see? Yep. Oh, yep. That's exactly how this is gonna go down. Let's go help him. Help him. Imp him. Never mind. We're 1,407. Okay, so let's try and get to 999 probably. That's going to be a little difficult without the Transcendence having endless or anything such. Then final thing that we need to do here is murder you and then get even more armor. And that's without doubling it. Yeah, exactly. We doubled some sources that provided it. 10k is max armor. I don't even know at the moment. I thought we were going to finish at 999. And now someone try and tell me index aren't totally busted. Yeah. Is that a thing you hear often, Sal? Oh, yes, I'm only speaking from my experience when I say people tend to be like, yeah, index can get busted. You think I hear often? Yes. That is wild to me. Okay. Just go for some help again. See if we can get by with a little help from our friends. And specifically the plus 80 armor they provide to us. Ooh. We're about to lose the Hornbreaker here. That's actually okay. Gives me another floor to play the Welder Helpers on. In fact, if anything, I probably want to lose it. I'm also going to consume that. All right. Let's start off with a Welder Helper. Okay, looks good. Let's get a Transcendent out. Okay, good. 18, 2.5k. We can now get the rest of these out of hands. Play that out, and then Fledgling. And then we can Inferno. That's what we were setting up for the whole time. Here we go. Okay, I can't even fake that I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna slow this one down to normal. Just to savor it a little. Yes. Get to the important floor. Consumer has more HP than Seraph. Yeah. That's a pretty wild run. It does feel really strange to watch it at this speed. It feels like I'm watching everything in extremely slow motion. I mean, we just do 1 degree of magnitude more damage per turn than the enemy. Just a casual 1 degree. All right. That was a pretty good run, I think. Love seeing a GG in chat right there. Love seeing Kevin. We've done a run with a steward buff and all minions are all types. Real fun. Yes. So I believe I have.